Hey, good evening, everyone. Depending on where you are joining me from, I'm Fala Vincent, your host when it comes to the events program, and I want to believe that you are enjoying every single moment of your life, especially it's a moment of celebration of Christ. So I want to say Merry Christmas in arrears, and also, you know, should I quickly start wishing you Happy New Year? Should we do that? So probably let me be the first person to do that. So I want to say Happy New Year in advance. So um, let me just quickly say this. You know, 2024 has a lot for us. As a matter of fact, personally, I am excited uh, for towards 2024 because it's a year full of hope. And I won't lie to you, if there's anything I need to tell you about 2024 today, it's a year of hope. It's a year of unlimited opportunities. It's a year of, you know, possibilities for all of us. And as a matter of fact, I am preparing so hard for 2024 because I have this confidence that if we approach 2024 with our positive energy, and not just our positive energy, if we approach 2024 with hope, determination to succeed, and with the right attitude, we are going to get the best from 2024. I won't lie to you. There is a portion in the Bible that talks about if you are obedient and willing, you are going to eat the fruit of the land. I won't lie to you. The quality of 2024 actually depends on how prepared you are and how well you can channel your positive energy to anything that 2024 will be bringing your way. So today we'll be looking at something so profound, something that I really need you to pay attention to. I don't know where you're watching me from. I need you to invite your friends, call your colleagues, your wife, your husband, anybody around you. Tell them that they should come closer, that you really want to learn something from me, like Folavesen. So, this is the point. This is the point. There are 10 key lessons or life lessons from Einstein, about Einstein, that I really need you to learn from. Okay, we all know about this man, he's so famous. He's a sorry, you all know me already. He is a famous man, and I really need you to learn one or two things, from him. Okay, but I really need you to learn one or two things from him, and there's no way you will not know about Ace. He is one of the genius that in our own lifestyle, we have read his books, we have seen what he did in physics, we have seen what he did, the kind of books he wrote, great physicist, philosopher, and author. And I won't lie to you, he has so much influence when it comes to the world of science. So, what are these 10 key lessons you really have to learn from him? So, I will be so quick today because I don't want to waste your time. I'm looking at the way that I could just use like probably 30 minutes and get out of the way. I want to get out of your way. Okay. So, let's look at. So, the first thing you need to learn about the life of this man is that the man is so curious. And he told us that we should follow our curiosity. So the first lesson today is follow your curiosity. So when it comes to 2024, you know, you will achieve tremendous result if you're curious. If you have this explorer mindset. So the pursuit of your curiosity is the secret to your success. If you really want to succeed, then you've got to be curious. So the question is, what are you curious about? What are you curious about? Albert Einstein was curious about, things about science, about how to make, energy, about energy. He was curious about things that can make the world better than, we made it. Somebody like me, I am curious about how to make significant impact in the life of people. I am curious about how people succeed while others actually fail. Are you curious about that? I am curious about how did Barack Obama become one, probably is going to be the last American president. I am curious. I am curious. So it is our curiosity that separates high performance from average performance. I was telling somebody, I told the person that there is nothing or there is no task I can handle. The person just looking at me that, oh, how? I said, because my curiosity is going to help me to succeed on that task. My curiosity is going to help me to succeed on that task. So curiosity leads to new ideas, new jobs, new industries, new things. Let me put it that way. It makes you to be authentic and it enables you to solve a lot of problems, a lot, and create a lot of solutions to solve problems. So you should follow your curiosity. As a matter of fact, that curiosity is going to create a path for you that you can follow. Okay. So don't forget that. For example, let me give you this example. You can ask yourself, how do I move from probably three figures, five figures to six figures? How does Bill Gates become the richest man in the world? How does, Elon Musk took over from Bill Gates? How does it happen? How does some people become millionaire at the age of 25 without, you know, without committing any crimes, without any fraudulent activities? So you can be curious, ask questions. So the more you ask questions, the more you get answers, and the more you begin to create solutions that solve problems, probably personal problems or organizational problems, teams problems, and even national and global problems. So be curious. Now, according to Abades, he said, I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. So you've got to be passionately curious. So it is not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stayed with problems longer. You just want to find out, how do I solve this problem? Like I told you earlier on, I said there is no task I can get done. It is not too big. There's no mountains we cannot climb. All we need to do is to find a way to do that. And when it comes to curiosity, it tells us how people solve problems. How do they solve problems? They don't just give up easily. They stay longer. They usually want to find out why. Why? Some people, as I'm talking to you right now, they're just going into 2024, they just want to go like they want to lead themselves into 2024 without any mission, vision, or even goals. They have never sat down and think that what is it in 2024 for me? How do I get the best from 2024? Probably you are in organization, you are a CEO, you're employee of labor, or you are employee, high performing team, non-performing team members. But you want unique things to happen for you in 2024. So people are curious. How do they go about it? They begin to ask a lot of questions. They go into their explorer mindset. Listen, there is no problems you cannot solve. And there is no height you cannot go. There is no mountain you cannot climb. If you can approach everything with curiosity, with curiosity. So let's look at another lesson, which is very, very important. Focus on the present. Focus on the present. Somebody said that focus energy is power and it's the difference between success and failure. When you're focused in life, in everything you do, you just discover that you are turning impossibilities to possibilities. That is how it works. I was listening to the story of Steve Jobs, especially when he left Apple and later came back. He taught his team the power of curiosity. He asked them that they should show all the tasks that they are working on. So they actually did. Probably they just took as many as possible. So on the vision board or the board, then Steve Jobs just canceled so many things that they're working on, and he told them focus on these two. Focus. And before you knew what was happening, they were achieving tremendous results because our focus is our prosperity, is energy, is the energy that drives us to achieve more. You should have heard about this story about you. I did that in school anyway. Getting a lens and put it to the sun, and put it probably closer to your paper. You can actually do this tomorrow. You will just be so surprised that through focus, the lens is able to generate energy that actually burn the purpose. Have you done that? I did that in secondary school. And it burned the purpose. We put the lens towards the sun, and through focus, it burns the purpose. So that is the power that we have. That is the kind of power that focus. When you're focused in solving problems, you're focused about improving yourself, you're focused about improving your team, you're focused about getting results. You will definitely create a lot of possibility for yourself that will enable you to move from where you are right now to where you really want to be. That will enable you to achieve so much result, so much result. Any man who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss the attention it deserves. We're trying to like tell you the power of focus. So, one thing you need to do in 2024 is to find a way to be so focused on achieving your goals. That is what we call goal intention and implementation. Goal intentions and implementation. It is not enough to set goals. That is what that theorist was telling us. It is not enough to have goals. So do not live at the realm of good intentions. Good intentions simply means that you are aware that you need to set goals and you're actually setting those goals. As a matter of fact, you are good at creating strategies. Like in most organizations, that's what they do. They are good at setting strategies. Today, I was looking at a particular report, and I love the organization that they admit that they were unable to actually, achieve their goals, but they have this growth mindset that they are going to achieve majority of these goals next year. Now, this is the point. Do not set too much of goals. Don't set too much. Set two or three. Be focused. Okay. Focus on your most probable goals. I'm using this some terminology that I use in chemistry. I have a background in chemistry. This is what are the most probable ones. Something that make you to wake up in the morning. So the question is, what gets you up in the morning? If you have a debt which now that or somebody tell you that come, there is a magic that will enables you to achieve your most important goals. What would those goals be? What would it be? Okay, so what you need to do right now is write down your goals. Do not write too much of goals. Then promise yourself that I am going to focus on these goals starting from today. Okay, starting from today. So let me go back to the goal intentions and implementations. So when it comes to setting goals, fantastically people do it and they are doing it well. But the question is, how many people actually get committed to achieving those goals? So the difference between setting goals and achieving goals. And the best way for you to bridge that gap is through focus, through commitment. That is another word for focus. Commitment. So, what helps you to achieve your goal is not that you set goal, but it is because you are committed to those goals. You're focused on achieving those goals. The same principles work for organizations. The same principles work for your team. The same principle work for you, whether you are leading thousands of people, or you are leading hundreds, or you are leading tens, or probably you are leading yourself. Be focused, because focus is your energy. Focus is your energy. So let's move to the next lesson. The next life lesson you need to pay attention to is what refers to as the imagination. Your imagination is your power, just as your focus is your energy. And I need you to write that down. My focus is my energy, while your imagination is your power. When somebody tells you don't allow anybody to take your power, I will quickly explain that to you now. So, what it means is, do not allow anybody to stop you from dreaming. Do not allow anybody to stop you. Don't allow anyone to stop you from having vision. Don't allow anybody to stop you from having vision. Don't allow anybody to get you to stop dreaming. I said something in this. I said, if you can see it, you can achieve it. Yeah, anything you can see, you can achieve it. Sometimes ago I was talking about imagination, and I was talking about three things that actually involve. Then we talk about perception. The way you see things determines what you get. The way you say things determines who you move with. The way you say things determines how you achieve goals. Perception. And when we were talking about perception, it has something to do with your cognitive fitness or cognitive toughness or mental fitness. It has something to do with that. Because I won't lie to you. The difference between you and achievers, or let me say, the difference between non-achievers and you, because I want to believe that you are an achiever, is the way you see things. Because it is the way you say things that you will approach things. And somebody was telling us, eight habit of effective leaders, and the guy told us that the quality of your life depends on how you think. If you can change the way you think, you can change every damn thing about your life. That is the proof this one has gone beyond talking about it. A lot of research has gone into it, and we discovered that those people with cognitive effectiveness or cognitive fitness or with the power of imagination, they achieve more. As a matter of fact, 70% more than those that are not putting their imagination into work. And when I read the book of Stephen Covey about 7 habits of highly effective people, and now we're talking about the 8 habits of highly effective people, that book, blew me away. He was talking about the spiritual controlling the physical. So Covey said that before anything you can see with your naked eyes, it has been existing in our mental faculty. Let me put it that way. That's what we call the mental world and the physical world. Listen, there is nothing you see in the physical world that has not been in existence in the mental world. And me, as a person of faith, I would say in the spiritual world. As a matter of fact, the spiritual birth or create the physical. And I will quickly make this open to you. As you are now, there are three things about you. We call it the tripartite body: your soul, your spirit, and your body. Okay. You need to find a way to ensure that your spirit man is connected to your soul. And once it is connected, there is harmony between the spiritual or your imagination and the physical things we can see. Before you will know what is happening, you are creating. How do I put it? You begin to create a lot of magic for yourself. Listen, anything you don't see, you don't become, and you need to be careful about what you're thinking, or you need to be careful about what you see. Listen, anything you think or see, you have a way of becoming it. Now, I was watching a video today. I was thinking probably I would be good to show it, but don't worry. A particular cat was actually looking at the bosses, and it was looking at the way they fight. Oh, something like that. And before you know what is happening, this cat was replicating what it sees on the screen. As a matter of fact, it has to go to another cat to fight like the boss. I was also looking at the put goat and dogs together. There's a way dog lives, and back. There's a way they handle, the way they move or do some of the things they do. I was so surprised that the goat was actually behaving like the dog. you know, what led to this was that I was telling you that you have to be careful what you see, and you have to be careful about the way you think, because the way you think can actually become your reality. Now, somebody was telling us that we have to be careful of thinking too much about negativity. It doesn't go away. Some of us, we are so engulfed about our past. We are so engulfed about negativity. I post something on Facebook. I told them, and I said, be careful what you're thinking about, because you don't think and they go away. If you are thinking that you're poor, because you are thinking that you're poor doesn't mean being poor is going to go away. As a matter of fact, you can end up being poor. So instead of you channeling in a whole of your energy and your power into thinking about things that are negative, why can't you do it? Or channel it into positivity? Which one is better? One is disastrous or destructive, the other one is a blessing. It takes a blessing. As a matter of fact, you must find a way to move yourself away from people that think negatively. And if there's anything you need to learn about this lesson four, is that if you can see it, you can achieve it. So the question is, what can you see? What are you seeing? And let me quickly go back to issue of your goals, vision, and mission. That is why we usually tell people, please, when you have goals, you have vision, you have mission or strategy, try to find a way to write them down. And if possible, once or twice in a week, find a way to read. And that's why you see some people in their house, they have a vision board, they put it there and they're looking at it every single day, because the more you look at it and you take actions, the more you achieve them. And this is backed up by the goal intention and implementation theory. Go and read about that theory. It will blow your mind away. You just have to find a way to say things. So, in a summary, your focus is your energy, while your imagination is your power. Don't allow anybody to take it away from you. So, let's move to the next slide. Imagination is everything. It is the purview of life's common attractions. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Ah, wow, I love that. Imagination is more important than knowledge. You think knowledge is power? Imagination is superpower. Should I repeat that again? If you think knowledge is power, imagination is your superpower. Imagination gets you to the front. Imagination connects you to the spiritual and at the end of the day create a reality. If you can get your imagination right, if it is positive, inspiring, impactful, and motivating, forget, you are going to actually turn your imagination into reality. Okay, now let's go to lesson number five. Make mistakes. Wow, I love this. I love this. I love this. Growing up, I learned that making a lot of mistakes actually helps you to grow, especially if you are not giving up at every time you actually fail or make mistakes. And I am one of the I am an advocate for digital transformation, or issue of transformation within organization. I love change, very well. And one thing we have learned about transformation or reinvention or change is that we've got to create an environment where it's easy for people to fail and also learn back and bounce back from failure. And I won't lie to you, somebody like me, I have used this principle over and over. Should I tell you? I have started businesses that failed and I come back again. I have started, in fact, when it comes to career, there were a lot of rejections when it comes to you probably getting a job or submitting a proposal, just trying to ensure that you're moving when it comes to your career. I won't lie to you, I have failed multiple times. People that are closer to me, they see what I do every day. I say, Paula, do you want to kill yourself? No, I've not time. Because making mistakes doesn't kill us. Failing doesn't kill us. It's mistakes of failure in itself are not poison until you take it and you begin to swallow it. Okay. I wouldn't know whether you understand what I've just painted for you. People make mistakes and failure to look like it's a poison, but they serve a purpose in our lives. Albert Einstein himself failed multiple times. Okay, before he could create our bulb that you're using in your house. I learned in secondary school, probably he failed 99, 909. Okay, let me put it, how do I put it? 99999 multiple times. The guy, let me just say 1,000 times. How many times have you failed this year? How many times have you made mistake? I've seen. This one of my friend. He actually did something and made a mistake, and he started hurting himself. I can understand, but listen, failure, mistakes, frustration, disappointment, they are not end of the world. As a matter of fact, they open a new door of opportunity for you. So don't close your eyes because you make mistake yesterday and you allow today's opportunity or future opportunities to slip you by. Go on and check the life of all these amazing and highly effective people, billionaires that are doing well in anything they do. Go and check their lives. They have a story. So if you want to succeed, what you need to do is to triple the amount of mistakes that you make. Fola, we are in an environment that does not permit us to make mistakes. You better leave that environment. It's not good for you. I told somebody you are supposed, there's something called a growth environment. It is either you create a growth environment for yourself or you move with probably organization or people that can create it for you. In a growth environment, failing, making mistakes is part of the process. As a matter of fact, they allow it to happen. But the question is, when you make mistake, when you fail, what do you do thereafter? You need to find a way to learn from them. Don't just learn, you need to find a way to ensure that you create a system that doesn't allow it to happen. Okay. Apology. If a person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new, anybody who has never made a mistake, they have never tried anybody new. At the beginning, I told you that you must have this kind of explorer mindset. You must have this kind of curiosity mindset. And there's no way you will meet people that are very curious that they will never make mistake because they believe that they need to keep making experiment. As a matter of fact, life is about experimentation. Even solving problems is about experimentation, creating new idea, creating solutions, embarking on a project, Working in a team to achieve something remarkable is all about experimentation, and somebody needs to fail, learn from it, bounce back, and create something new. Okay, let's look at lesson number 6. Live in the moment. I love this. I love this. You cannot presently change yesterday or tomorrow. As a matter of fact, you don't have control over what happens in the past and probably what is going to happen in the future. Although, while we still prepare for the future, the truth of the matter is that you don't really have control over what is going to happen. And that's why some people was telling you that while you have a plan, you must have a control. Okay, because things can happen. So let me tell you something. One of the things you don't really have control over is the future. So the question is this: how do you make use of today? Today is all you've got. And when it comes to the issue of goal intention and also implementation, there is the area that talks about the moment. Be in the flow. I'm doing some kind of work on flow at work. It's amazing. That concept is amazing. So you need to be in the flow. You need to be in the today. Am I making sense to you? So you need to find a way to connect yourself to the present, because being in the present is of supreme importance, that you find a way to dedicate all of your energy, your effort to the now. So the question is this: what is most important to you now? Hello, somebody like me now, doing this is so important to me, like right now. Before I come up to do something like this, people who could actually disturb me, I've told them, please, they should allow me to do this. I've put my phone on silence. I've done a lot of things before I come up like this. I love my life. I became more productive when I adopt this principle of living in the moment. I don't worry. It's not that the problem is not there. There are problems, but I don't worry about them. I just know that when tomorrow comes, we face it. But listen, that doesn't mean I don't have a plan. That doesn't mean I don't have some kind of script. And, even in the Agile manifestos, they warn you that you should prioritize, how do I put it? I want to put it in the best way you can. There's what we call iterations. And in this iteration, it has to be flexible. So you should prioritize flexibility and simplicity over rigid plan. Because some of us now, we are so rigid in the way we plan. And as a result, we are unable to get things done and we are unable to achieve tremendous results simply because we are so rigid with life itself. We are so hard on ourselves. So you don't have to be too hard on yourself. So live in the moment. Tell yourself, Ola, live in the moment. So what does it mean to live in the moment? What does it really mean to live in the moment? One of the key area of living in the moment is for you, you know, to have this kind of connection. There's this kind of connection from your body to your soul and to your spirit in such a way that there is a flow. And in that flow, there are no barriers. Yet, there could be barriers, but you just want to be, in that moment, when you are in the flow of the moment, there is no barrier. As a matter of fact, you begin to see far ahead and you begin to see mountains being removed, obstacles being removed, impossibility turning to possibilities, simply because you are in the moment where your soul, your spirit is connected to your body and you are achieving what it refers to as optimal performance, high cognitive toughness, high cognitive fitness. Very powerful moment. Very powerful moment. Your greatest optimal happiness. You're just there. And they usually experience this thing in Christendom, especially when somebody is doing money devotion or somebody just sit down and look at his vision and mission and trying to do a connection. There's a way you can connect with your vision There's a way you can connect with your mission. If you have not experienced those things, please, I need you to go and experience it. I have done that. And most time I just shout in my room. Only me shout and I begin to cry. Not because I'm crying because of obstacles or the possibility, because I find this connection between myself, my energy, my soul, my spirit and body, and to my vision. I just love it. At that moment, you will lose yourself. It will be as if you want to cry, because there's going to be this kind of possibility that things you can easily achieve something, that this is going to happen. This is coming to pass. I hope I'm not speaking theories. Okay. So live in this moment. So what I mean, another main thing with being is that do not focus too much on the past. Okay. Some of you, as I'm speaking to you now, you are hurting yourself because of what happened yesterday, because of what somebody did to you last year, because of what supervisor, what your fiancé did, or what your husband did or wife. What happened in 5 years ago? What happened in your family? Something you're not even giving back to, and somebody is telling you the story, and from there you begin to, you just begin to live your life in the past. Nobody stay in the past and get to the future. Hey, nobody stays in the past and gets to the future. We can only learn from the past, and the best way to even learn is from the past of other people. So don't give yourself hard time. Free yourself. Live for today. I love this passage in the Bible that talk about the just shall live by faith. Living by faith simply means you are in the moment, because faith will tells you, don't worry about tomorrow. Okay, don't worry about tomorrow. Are we communicating? Are we getting the best from this? So I never think of the future. It comes so soon. The only way to properly address your future is to be as present as possible in the present or in the moment. Okay. Well, let's quickly go to lesson number 7. Create value. It's getting interesting now. It's getting interesting. So, value. Value. What is value to you? What is value to me? Listen, the quality of your life depends on how much value you can create. Show me a man of value, and I will show you a man of, and I will show you a successful man. Let me put it that way. Yeah. Show me the man of value, and I will show you a successful man. How do you describe success? What is success to you? How do you describe the end from the beginning? How do you do that? So don't waste your time trying to be successful in life. Spend your time creating value, because the more value you create, the more successful you become. Now listen, you need to be careful where your focus is. Some people, their focus is on success. I was telling one of my colleagues today, I said, be careful where your focus is. And be careful where you channel your energy to. Okay. Do you know that you focus your energy on money? Money doesn't mean you're going to be rich. How do you become rich? Create value. Create value. So if you are valuable, then you will attract success. Because in the market, people only reward value. I was telling somebody, he said, come, do not be seen as somebody that give excuses, because nobody reward excuses. And let me tell you something, even life has a way of punishing you if you're not creating value, if you're not adding to people, you're not solving problems. So you need to discover your talent and your gift and find a way to offer those talent and gift in a way that creates value and solve problems, as many problems as possible. Do not labor to be successful, but labor to offer value. Do you understand? Because the more value you give, the more successful you become. It is just like the word from the Bible that says that seek ye first the kingdom of God, and every other thing will follow you. Then let me quickly turn it around. I said, Seek ye first to create values, and success will follow you. Money will follow you. Everything will begin to follow you. You know, we now begin to sing this song that money follow me, success follow me, everything will follow me. A man of value will always attract success. Write it down. Strive not to be a success, but rather be of value. Write it down. Let's look at lesson number 8. Don't expect different results. You can't keep doing the same thing every day and expect different results. Have you heard that before? So, in the other words, you can't keep doing the same workout routine, the same thing, and expect to look different. As a matter of fact, as you lay your bed, so you will lie on it. In my primary school days, they told me that when it comes to computer about data, input and output, they told us that it is what you put into the computer. The computer will give to you garbage in, garbage out. If you are going to improve anything in your life, it needs to start with you. Improve yourself. Because when it comes to the issue of outcome or result, there's usually input. Let me quickly go back to my purpose-based principle that I'm talking about. And in fact, we are going to be doing more in January. Don't forget the event program is coming on in January. I'm fully prepared for that. Once you see, by the grace of God, probably tomorrow, next tomorrow, I'll begin to share the flyer towards the event program that is based on the purpose-based principle. And I have already explained the principle to you that when there's an alignment between your energy and your purpose, you create an amazing result, you create a fantastic output, and you create something extraordinary for yourself. So let me come back to this. Now, I would like to you, in order for your life to change, you must change. To the degree that you change your actions and your thinking, it's to the degree that your life will change. Let me put it this way to you. Okay, I think it's more than two. I'm going to tell you three things. Three things for you to change your life. Three major things for you to change your life. It's more than two. Three. Number one, change the way you think. I've talked about that today. Number two, change the way you see things. Change the way you think. Change the way you see things, especially your perspectives about life generally. And the last one, you change your habit. When I'm talking about your habit, I'm talking about what you do. Because what you do every single day, the action you take every single day forms your habit. Those three things. And do you know the powerful thing about those three things? The most powerful things there is the habit. Okay. At least that's what we see. Okay. And it has two major indicators. The way you think. Okay. The way you think and the way you say things. So you have to be very careful. The way you think, the way you do things determine your habit. Okay, so you have to be very careful. So if you're going to change anything, you need to change these three things. So change most of the time begins with you. Before you can change your thing, you have to change yourself because you can't give what you don't have. Before you can change your organization, you have to change yourself because you can't give what you don't have. You can't produce high impact value people if you are not an high impact value person by yourself. If I see you, I can use you to determine your team. I can use you to determine your business or anything that you do. Because the quality of your result is dependent on the quality of your habit, the way your attitude, the way you do things, right? So if you're going to change anything, change yourself. And in organization, I usually tell people before you begin to make investment on digital tools, on improving processes, uh, start doing something about your people, about the staff. Because I won't lie to you, no matter how much you make, no matter how much of investment you make on tools, on processes, if you don't do something about people, it will destroy it. You won't have a single result. Don't forget, I am a people champion. In fact, if there's anything I'm going to do in 2024, is to ensure that I work with organization, especially my own organization, in such a way that we can create strategy that begin to change people, create training, um, training interventions, create developmental interventions, or create environment that change people. Because people, and like I told you, most things can be changed except you change. Okay, insanity. Look at this, the meaning of insanity. He said doing the same thing over and over again and expect different result is called insanity. So do not be insane. Lesson number 9. Knowledge comes from experience. So yeah, you can discuss a task, but discussion will only give you a philosophical understanding of it. Have you ever wondered or asked yourself why organizations look for people with experience? Let me quickly face people that are looking for a job now, especially young graduates. Let me talk to you. The reason why organization would ask you that you need to have experience before you join them is because they know that having knowledge is not going to be enough. And that is why I usually tell people that your certificate, even though it helps you to get a particular job, it is not enough for you to do the job. I've never seen people that do a job with a certificate. So you need experience. And when you talk about experience, I will quickly go to I'm an educator. Idealism, there's what idealism taught, or and pragmatism. In reality, what it means that you have to find a way to get your hands dirty, get your brain dirty, keep working, start working. No matter what you learn in book, find a way to translate it into reality. Use it to solve problem. And do you know how I do that personally? I have in my life I have volunteered in so many parastatals, and it has added so much to my experience. Volunteering has made me to work with white people. Volunteering has made me to work with people by default. I may never work with them, and it has changed the way I do things, the way I look at things, and the way I get my. It's funny, as a matter of fact, it changed my attitude to work. So do not wait for that experience to come. Okay, you can embark on a project. Why can't you ask yourself, in my community, I'm going to train people on leadership. I'm going to train people on entrepreneurship. I'm going to train people on soft skills. Oh, I'm going to be helping the graduates in my community to write their CV. While you are doing all of these things, you are developing life skills that help you to solve problems. Why should you go for an interview and you told them you don't have experience? What? Me? If I'm on that seat, you are a goner. I won't allow you to get a job. I'm sorry. Go to a particular school in your street and tell them you want to be teaching instead of you staying at home. Go and do it. Some of you don't have experience because you don't want to take that salary. My first salary was 15,000 as a graduate. 15,000 in Ikorodu, Lagos State. Do you know what it means to live in Lagos State with 15,000 as a salary? 15,000 naira. Way back 2011. And before I knew what is happening in that place, I began to learn because they just started a secondary school and I learned what it means to start something. I learned what it means to work with young CEO, somebody that just started something. I learned what it means to build structure. I learned what it means to put structure in place. I learned what it means to pay salary when the money is not even there. Experience. So at times, somebody like me, I understand what CEO actually goes through. Because I could remember that time, this man, once we are close, he would tell me, "Father, I want to see you." And by the time I'm in his office, we begin to discuss how the school will move forward. He just wants to listen to my idea. He just wants to listen to me. And since that time, I have this kind of feeling. I understand what is in the mind of the CEO. I learned that 2011, where I was collecting 15,000. When all my colleagues have gone home, I stay back because I know that he really want to stop with me. Probably he felt relief anytime he talks with me. I could remember that time. I will still find time to go back to go and meet that man. I'm feeling emotional right now. Experience. Get your hand dirty. Do something. Do not stay at home. Don't. Leave your comfort zone and get experience. Whether you are paid or you're not paid, go and get experience. Take up new tasks. Somebody like me, like my manager was telling me, I just love Fola. He will take up the task. Whether he can do it or not, he will figure it out. He will find a way to do it. Yeah, I love that. I will always find a way to do that task. And I told you there is nothing I can undo. Give me, if I give me a governorship a role, I will do it. Because I've learned over the years that it is nothing I cannot do. Information is not knowledge. The only source of knowledge is experience. The only source of knowledge is experience. And that was why we were talking about the Cope learning theory. The Cope learning theory was talking about experiential learning, experiential learning. So you keep learning by doing. That's why there are, is it 3 ways now? I think there are 3 ways for you to learn. Number one, learning by what you see. That's the first stage, perspection. When information comes to you, you process it. So you learn by what you actually see or what you actually hear. Then the second one is learning with your emotion, the affect area. So whether you like it or not, there's a way your emotion makes you to learn, apart from what you see. So the emotions. And the final one right now is doing, learning by doing. And that's why you see some people. Do you know why I love to train? Why I love to do something? Because the more I do this, the more I know, and the more I get things done. And so, to me, training, facilitating, something like this is just part of me. It's the best way for me to get better. It's the best way for me to improve myself. So I go for the knowledge, I conceptualize it, I put it into content. Then over the time, I make it to be part of me. Then I begin to teach it. What I'm telling you now is been with me for long. I've gone over it. I've started using majority of the principles. It worked for me. Then I've talked about sharing it with you. Everything here, it worked for me. And it can work for you too. So seek knowledge. Now let me quickly tell you 3 key, my personal secret to success. And I will not tell you the other 3. I will just tell you one of them. Do you know that one area you need to improve in your life is how you get and maximize information? Let me even ask you, where did you get information from? Where do you feed from? There's a way you feed on information. Some people, all their life is on Facebook. They get negative information, they get positive. There's a mix of a lot of information, and they process it. It becomes part of them, and at the end of the day, they are getting bad results. Why some people, they take their time to do research. They are very, very intentional about the kind of information they want to get. If you check my phone, I subscribe into so many newsletters that give me newsletter on leadership, newsletter on digital transformation, newsletter on future of work, newsletter on so many aspects of my job, newsletter on human resources. When I wake up in the morning after my prayer life, I begin to feed on those things. So it gives me information that empowers me to solve problems. So once I get information, the next thing is how do I solve problems with this information? And that is how to turn knowledge to experience. Work with people, volunteer, be ready to serve, be ready to, I've met some of in my networks, people just begin to look at me that, oh, Fola is always ready to help. Yes, because from there, I have experience. And I'm able to turn things around. I'm able to work with people and make things happen. So please, seek experience. The last lesson for today is learn the rules and then play better. I love this one because whether you like it or not, life is a game and you need to find the way to win. Life is a challenge and you need to find the way to face it. Life in itself, I won't lie to you, is a game. You need to find a way to play it. Do you know why I love soccer? I love soccer because it's in my mind to learn tactics. It's what we call tactical. Either tactical strategy or there's what we call it tactics. It helps you. It inspires me to know what to do. Because when I look at Messi, Ronaldo, I look at the way they do things, I look at those coaches. As a matter of fact, even as I'm talking to you now, I'm doing a research on something that has to do with cognitive fitness. Just, I'm a Chelsea fan anyway. I know we are losing, and at times we win because I just love that part of life: winning, losing, winning again, losing again. Being a champion last year, being not being a champion this year. So learn the rules and then play better. To put it in all simple terms, there are two things that you must do. The first thing you must do is to learn the rules of the game that you're playing. It doesn't sound exciting, but it's vital. Secondly, you must commit to play the game better than anyone else. If you can do these two things, oh God, success will be yours. And let me quickly explain that. Listen, as you're looking at me now, I am a senior HR professional, a certified senior HR professional. Now, the question is this: what has been helping me in my career is that I have something figured out about how I need to become a leader in what I'm doing. I have a detail. I have this kind of career. Probably I'm still going to come on and do a career planning. I have a career plan that I work with. And I have rules in all of this career plan. I know what to do and I know what to do. I know the kind of job I should take and the kind of job I should not take. The kind of people I should move with, the kind of managers or people I should work with, the kind of organization I should work with, those I should not work with. I have everything where details. And one of my rules is that in this industry, I am not going to be moved by money. I am going to be moved by creating impact and giving value. That's was my number one rule. And let me tell you something. In any career you find yourself, do not prioritize money because money has a way of coming. Money has a way of coming. Let me tell you something. Money is a reward. Money is a reward for value. Money is a reward for hard work. Money is a reward for doing something right. Or money is a reward for being in the right place, doing the right thing. Money is just a reward. It's not something you chase. Money is not something you go after. But there are rules for money. I've never seen people that rush after money and get it. Go and check. Look at the whole wide world. Nobody runs after money and get money. So number one rule was that in my career, I am not going to run after money. And that is why at the beginning of my career, I saw an opportunity to learn how establishment start, like how people conceptualize the idea and they start something from small. Then I said, I'm going to join you. Let me even learn how this thing works. I joined them. I was offered 15,000. I remember then my next job, I was given 30,000 as a graduate, Lagos. But I have a rule. I was not driven by that money. I was driven about what can I help these people to do? Let's solve problem. Let's do something great. Let me create my memory here. And that is why anywhere I walk, I leave a memory. Anywhere I've ever walked, I am respected for some kind of uniqueness. I leave my part. I create my own part. I don't know if you understand. That is number second rules for me when it comes to me playing my own game in my own career. I, Fola Vincent, try to create a path for myself. Do you know what I usually do in an organization I enter? I try to take up new thing. I tell them, let's do new thing. I am going to champion it. Anywhere I've worked. Anywhere I've worked, they will still be using any document I create to today. They will be using, probably I create a process. They will be using it today. Probably I did something. They will be using it today. So at times when I say, oh, I said that, yeah, that's Fola. That's Fola. Fola did that thing. Fola did it. Yeah, Fola created that process. Yeah, Fola created that thing. Oh, this initiative is from Fola. That is my role. That's where I do things. I don't compete though. You know, some people that are in organization, they begin to compete with people, do competition. Why are you doing that? There's a way to play to win. You don't play to win by competing. Eh? You play to win by creating value. Nobody resists somebody of value. Write it down somewhere. Nobody is going to resist me if I am creating value. Nobody is going to do that. Who resists you? Number one rule. Then another rule is that in every sector I found myself, I ensure that I know what they are doing there. That's what we call industry expertise. Okay. One of another rule for succeeding is that you have to have industry expertise. Do not chase, it's good to be jack of all trades, but don't be a jack of all trades, master of none. Am I communicating to you at all? Know what they are doing in your industry. As I am now in my own industry now in the HR space, I am one of the leaders. You know why? Because I am certified and I am not going to stay there. I'm just going to get more. So when it comes to HR, I'm not a novice. I have the functional. Two things: the functional skills and the behavioral skills. We call it character. I have the character to succeed in this space. I have the functional skills to succeed in this space. So I have the behavior and I have the functional skills. Very important. Then do not be caught on unaware. You must know what they are doing. As a matter of fact, they told us when you have a business, you must know the business. You must know don'ts and does. So in every game, there are do's and don'ts. How am I communicating to you? So let me ask you this question: how do you win? So you need to create a rule on how you are going to win, and all of this thing is rooted in your value. I have a value, and every day of my life, I want to live that value. Okay, look at Messi. Something make Messi different from Ronaldo. Something makes Ronaldo different. They are so unique in their own area. There's one of them I love so much, and that's Ronaldo. And I will tell you what I like him. It's because the guy is so disciplined. And me, I I am still struggling with discipline because I know if I can be more disciplined, ah, hey, I will go so far. I was just looking at the guy. It inspires me to be more disciplined. Okay. The another person that inspired me recently was this Ida Basi. I just look at him. I've been doing flow, but it became like a subject of my flows. It's the flow subject. Wow, discipline, tenacity, resilience. These are things I love. So you have to create your own rules. Listen, do not live by. Yeah, you need to understand the rules people live with to succeed in your sphere of influence, in your environment. But you too need to create your own rules. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? You understand their own rules, then you create your own rules. Do you know people that wins? They are people that create their own rules and live by their own rules. Despite the fact that there are other rules, they respect those rules, they're disciplined about those other people's rules, but they have their own rules. Do you have your own rules? Do you have Fola Vicent success rule or Bukola success rule or Deji success rule? You've got to create your own rules and play better. So tell yourself, I've got to create my own rules and start playing better. And before I leave this place today, I don't even know that I'm going to reach about 1 hour because I plan to have 30 minutes, but no problem. In anything you do, you must put your best forward, your best foot forward. Let people know you to be the best. In fact, when you leave an organization, you leave an environment, let them remember you for something. Do you know what I do every single day of my life? And people that have ever worked with me, I always want to ensure that I am better than yesterday. Do not live in the past. Find a way to be the better version of yourself and upgrade yourself and prepare yourself to your future. That is the best thing you can ever do for yourself. Create your own rules and start playing better. Start playing better. You have to learn the rules of the game and you have to play better than anyone else. You're not competing with anyone. Listen, you are competing with yourself. Create a personal rule for yourself that make you to compete effectively. Wow, I can imagine that is the end. We have just learned 10 key lessons because it seems I miss count. Should I put it that way? Those lessons. I think it's about 9 because I discovered that from one I moved to 3. So apology. Probably I supposed to be 9, or probably there's a mix up when I was trying to do this thing. It's supposed to be 10, but don't worry, we have actually learned everything. So I want to say thank you for joining me today because I could see some of you. You're online right now. I want to say thank you to you. Please go to the comment section. Let me know your name, where you're joining from, and what you do is possible. And I will also appreciate if we can find a way to meet. And don't forget, we're going to be having a lot of engagement next year based on my reinvent program. And I will be committing a whole of my life and resources into reinvent program. My goal is to work with you as a performance coach and leadership coach to ensure that you get the best out of your out of life. Let me put it that way. You can achieve more. That is the principle. When you channel your energy into something productive, purposeful, you will achieve extraordinary result. It doesn't matter where you are now. You can move from where you are now to where you really want to be. It doesn't matter the level of your success. I don't know whether you have reached the pinnacle of your career or pinnacle of success. Listen, that could be the beginning for you. You can start all over. The most important thing about life is to find the ways to keep reinventing. Transformation is the game. Revolution. Keep improving. Keep getting better year in, year out. So I have some kind of training, productivity training, innovation training, leadership training, that I do. And don't worry, I've already opened my coaching and mentoring program, and I need you to sign up. To sign up, a lot of things going to be happening starting from January, and I need you to be part of it. Okay, so do me a favor. Let me know where you join from today, and don't forget to share this. Um, Imagine it's almost 1 hour. Don't forget to share this live event with me. Okay, please share it, like it, and share it. Thank you so much for joining today. See you another time. Thank you. Bye.